So into the arena is 17-year-old Hava KETHÜDA of Turkey. The 17-year-old from Trabzon in Turkey, a former basketball player, comes to the ring as the reigning European youth champion in the plus 81 kilogram division. Her second consecutive continental crown, having taken the junior title at 80+ kilograms in 2023. Her opponent is SOBIRAKHON SHAKHOBIDDINOVA, 17-year-old from Andijan in Uzbekistan, comes to the ring as the reigning Asian continental champion at 81 kilograms plus. Her third continental title, having taken junior crowns in 2022 and 2023 in the heaviest weight class of all for the women boxers. Each of those triumphs coming at plus 80 kilograms earlier this year. She took her first youth title in the heaviest weight class of all in her neighboring Central Asian nation of Kazakhstan.
Judge 1, Costa Rica. Judge 2, Nepal. Judge 3, Algeria. Judge 4, Serbia. Judge 5, Tunisia.
So final check of the equipment for KETHÜDA. Same process will be carried out over in the corner of SHAKHOBIDDINOVA. Was a world junior champion in Yerevan, Armenia last year. Let's get the final instructions. So Mr. Tamim Sultani of Afghanistan with the final instructions. And he indicates to the timekeeper that this final gold medal bout in the women's tournament can begin. It's a battle between two continental queens from their respective territories. And the woman in red from Turkey, Hava KETHÜDA, setting about her opponent immediately, pinning her in the red corner and seeking to work away, particularly with that backhand to both head and body. The head guard has become dislodged. But KETHÜDA of Turkey not wasting any time. And such was the intensity of that flurry, that exchange, that both boxers requiring some adjustments to their head guards. So the reigning two-time European champion and reigning two-time national champion of Turkey, Hava KETHÜDA, back on her opponents immediately, and on the resumption, her educated pressure brings about a standing count. And SOBIRAKHON SHAKHOBIDDINOVA has got to find a way to respond here. There's a right hand over the top on the resumption, but driven backwards by a pile-driving left. And KETHÜDA not giving her opponent any respite. It's resulting in furious trade-offs, but getting the better of these exchanges with heavier, more accurate punching is KETHÜDA of Turkey. And it brings about the second standing count in the first half of this opening round. So still a minute and 40 remaining. And for SHAKHOBIDDINOVA, the 2023 IBA Junior World Champion from the edition in Yerevan, Armenia last year, I commentated on that tournament when she boxed her way to top spot on the podium. She's in danger of being overwhelmed here as KETHÜDA pushes her opponent off to make room, turning the boxing ring into a running track, seeking to maintain a gap between herself and her onrushing opponent is SHAKHOBIDDINOVA. But it's still an awful long time to make it back to the sanctuary of the blue corner, and KETHÜDA is not giving SHAKHOBIDDINOVA any respite whatsoever. Reverse 1-2 attempted by SHAKHOBIDDINOVA, but continuing to press is KETHÜDA. She's got to keep her shape and not smother her own work, but there she's doing just that, creating room for the punches and scoring effectively. Now, the head guard's going to require attention again, and that break in momentum perhaps coming at just the right time for SHAKHOBIDDINOVA to allow her to take a breather and just get her composure back together in the face of the onslaught that she's being met with from the reigning European champion. Same break for both boxers, of course, from a physical standpoint, but in terms of momentum, everything was in favor of KETHÜDA of Turkey. Now, can Shakhobiddinova negotiate these final 40 seconds and change? But KETHÜDA pursuing her relentlessly once again, looking to drop down to the body, punching through the command of stop was KETHÜDA. So keen was she to let her hands go. Good left jab on the back foot from Shakhobiddinova. Good movement, and this is good to see from Shakhobiddinova, because when she found herself in this position, she takes another solid single from KETHÜDA. But she's going to make it back to her blue corner, where she can be revived by her coaches and receive some encouragement and instruction, because it was a torrid opening 3 minutes endured by Sobirakhan Shakhobiddinova, because setting about her immediately was KETHÜDA of Turkey. Got onto the front foot, backed her up to the ropes, and when she had her in confined positions such as this, she simply did not let her off the hook. There's an example of the quality of punch that she was able to produce to bring about 2 standing counts before a minute and 20 had elapsed in this opening round, in the opening round of this gold medal bout. So will she begin the second round with similar intensity? Will Shakhobiddinova be able to do something different to get herself back into contention? A clean sweep of the cards, 10-8 scores all the way. Such was the dominance of KETHÜDA in that first 3 minutes.
Round 2.
So into the second round we go, and it's Shakhobiddinova who scores most effectively first. But then walking her opponent down mercilessly once more is KETHÜDA, seeking to pin her to the ropes once again, catapulting off the strands and going in search of a backhand is Shakhobiddinova. Turns the tables to get back to the space of center ring, and there's a good right hand from Shakhobiddinova, perhaps her best shot of the entire contest. But KETHÜDA shakes it off and begins to close her opponent down once again. Beautiful left-right combination. And this is where KETHÜDA is in her wheelhouse, letting go straight punches, ghosting away counterclockwise to her right is Shakhobiddinova. Tempted overhand right, countered by a right-left combination from KETHÜDA. KETHÜDA just breathing in slightly more labored fashion now. She's put an awful lot into the first 4 minutes of this final. A dominant first round, and her exhalations were visible, puffing those cheeks as she was blowing and breathing in oxygen heavily, but continuing to keep her shape. Left hook is an effective shot off the back foot from Shakhobiddinova, and then a left jab, but she's been driven backwards once again, and another left hand swivels her head, brings about another standing count, and this contest going to be curtailed at the halfway stage of the well, I thought it was going to be curtailed. That's the third standing count of the contest, but the action continues. So KETHÜDA seeking to close the gap once again, inaccurate with that right hand because of the good movement of Shakhobiddinova. Shakhobiddinova remaining out of harm's way when she increases the gap, but then of course she's not in a position to launch any offense of her own. That was a beautiful up jab from around the belt line, and another stiff jab from Shakhobiddinova, but then coming forwards behind strong right crosses is KETHÜDA, and she's looking to overwhelm her opponent once again, and it's been stopped with just under 30 seconds remaining in the second round. RSC is the verdict by which KETHÜDA will ascend to the gold medal rostrum here in the 2024 Youth World Boxing Championships in Budva, Montenegro. Credit to Sobirakhan Shakhobiddinova, the Asian Continental Champion, and World Junior Champion from last year, seeking to make it a seamless transition through to the youth classification, but was met with a formidable opponent who is in sensational form, Hava KETHÜDA, adding World Youth Gold to the consecutive continental crowns that she has earned over the past 2 years.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest by RSC in round number 2 in the red corner, representing Turkey, KETHÜDA.
So Hava KETHÜDA is the world champion in the plus 81 kilogram heavyweight division. A dominant display in the gold medal bout, and she's still got the energy to throw a few shapes up on the canvas of the boxing ring. Wonderful moment for her. The European champion becoming the world champion. We have to turn our thoughts also to SOBIRAKHON SHAKHOBIDDINOVA, who played her part in what was a entertaining gold medal bout, but it was KETHÜDA who found her range more immediately. 2 standing counts in the opening round, a standing count in the second round before the contest was curtailed at around the 30-second to go mark. And so it is RSC bringing about a dance of delight from Hava